What's up, what's up, what's up? It is me. Look at me. I'm trying to look the best that I can out here. Let me do a quick spin for you. Ha. All right, so let me start this show. I wanted to try to jump straight into it because I got a time limit, you know, and I'm not trying to go crazy and waste too much time. This one's going to be one that I was supposed to do last night, and I considered on postponing and waiting until April Fool's Day. Why? Because I'm going to act the fool today. I'm going to be acting, bringing up shit that probably shouldn't be bringing up, but let's just see where it goes, okay? You can laugh, you can not laugh. I might get deep, I might not. I'm gonna try not to get too deep. I'm gonna try not to share too much, but I'm still gonna be having fun with it. So yeah, the shit that I've seen out in the world, right? Let's jump straight into it. Shit I've seen is just pretty wild to me. Like I've seen some of the chaotic stuff that's going on in the news, the way people lose their minds. I see people just hating on stuff for no fucking reason, trying to direct people wherever they're gonna be directed. None of that matters to me. I still live my life. I still have my own shit that I got to be dealing with. I didn't do stuff last month for the sake that I was going through some shit at work where I'm working with this person who I feel shouldn't even be in their job because they're real performative, and I'm not one of those performative type people. Like I kind of, when I'm doing things, like I can perform if like I know that that's like my purpose to be doing that. But at the same time, I try my best to be as real as I possibly can. And the fun part about what I do is I have like a switch that I can switch on and off. And when I'm working with somebody that can only do one thing and they kind of get like nervous or like frustrated with my ability to do what I can do and they feel like they can't do it, like I have to kind of suffer with the consequences of like envy and jealousy most of the time when it comes to things like that. And I see it not even at work, but just within like regular stuff that I see online. Like I had seen these young kids, right? And they were posting something about, they were doing this bye thing. And the first thing that came to my mind was, what's wrong with your block button? Like if you really just don't like something, you have to go out of your way to try to mock it. Like your creative purpose is just like, oh, let me try to shit on another fucking person because that's how we want to be funny in the world. But then I had to think to myself, I'm like, am I overthinking this? Am I going too crazy? Because I can be like that, you know? I can do too much sometimes. And I'm just like thinking back to when I was a kid, because me and my friends, when we were growing up, we weren't shitting on these people. We were just making like our own little hometown version of it, right? We used to do CKY videos. I don't know if you guys ever heard of like the music group CKY. They used to have like their skateboard videos, and like it was like what built up to what is now what you guys know as Jackass with Johnny Knoxville, Bam Margera, and like all their group of friends. So me and my friends, we actually used to do that. We used to videotape the stuff like we were skateboarding, doing like random pranks and jokes and stuff around the neighborhood, and videotaping it and putting it on tapes and selling it. And that shit was funny. I don't know if you guys remember crank anchors. We used to call people up and do like the same stuff that Dave Chappelle was doing with his puppet show, Crank Anchors. That was fun. But we weren't ever like shitting on people. We were just enjoying what they did and like getting our own ideas and creating from that point. And that was at a young age we were doing that. We had school projects, right? And we did school project where we basically just took that video and showed it to the school and had a pretty fun response because like I'd be in other classes and stuff and then hearing people laugh in a class and the people would be telling me, they're like, oh, I saw your video, it's fucking hilarious, right? And I'm just like, I appreciate you and things like that. So that's how we grew up, man. It was fun. It wasn't like trying to shit on nobody or being like, oh, we hate on something. It was just getting ideas and expanding on those ideas, you know? So I see a lot of me everywhere. And I see it in film, movies, commercials, just online TikTok videos and stuff like that. And I laugh at some of it, and then some of it is just, I get to a point where I forget that it's supposed to be all in fun, and I start talking shit back to them. Be like, nah, fuck you, motherfucker. So sometimes I got to pull myself back into my own little world, and I try not to overstep my boundaries. And I might delete something that I feel like I go back and think, and I'm just like, yeah, I might have crossed the line on some of those things. But that's just always been who I am, you know? The shit we used to do was just fucking stupid, right? We had this competition where we had went into separate rooms, right? and it was a masturbation competition to see who can get like the most sperm in a cup. And I had never at this point in my life ever like actually been able to like do it because I just wasn't that type of person when I was younger. But my friends, they had finished, and they fucking rooms came out like I had Playboy magazines and stuff, right? And because I was selling Playboy magazines, even though I hadn't like actually finished off on it, I was just admiring the freaking naked ass bitches and stuff. I wasn't actually like tugging one out to no damn bitches and things like that. But they had experienced their own shit in their own life, so they had knew what they were doing, and I still in my life hadn't ever even experienced that shit. So they come out, and they got a cut, and you can see like how much they finished the shit, and I didn't know like what I was supposed to be doing, so I ended up getting a bottle of soap, and I put the soap in a fucking cup. And I was like, yeah, this is how much I got. They were like, you just got a fucking cup of soap. I was like, I really didn't know at that point, but once I finally figured that shit out, I was just like, I was like, okay, I finally figured that stuff out. But yeah, that was young, fun, stupid, dumb shit that we were doing when we were kids, fucking crank anchors and shit like that. Uh, oh man, that brings me to uh, yeah, the videos we were doing. Uh, Outside of like the skateboarding shit like that, uh, we were jumping off of high like structures and shit, like breaking bones and stuff, just for no fucking reason, just for a laugh sometimes. Like I remember we were doing like this circus act and like fighting on top of these yoga balls and smacking each other with like pugil sticks and shit. And I had fell and like racked myself on one of the balls and like went into a full split. And I was a heavier set dude back then because yeah, I was about shit 255. But I wasn't like no blubbery kind of person. I was still an athletic 255, more like a linebacker than anything else. Like I was big, but I wasn't as small and skinny as I am right now. Like this is all came from like the military and shit like that, years down the line. And the shit that I ended up with the military, yeah, that changed my whole outlook on life. Like I completely became a different person from who I was prior to the military to who I became afterwards and things like that, right? Like most of my time after like the whole shit that I grew up and I finally learned what it felt like to finally finish with like masturbating and stuff. By the time I got into my sex life, I probably had some of the wildest, crazy sex moments in my life. Man, a lot of it came from drugs and shit like that. If I wasn't on drugs, I was drunk or some shit like that. But I mean, I didn't have sex all over the fucking place. Some of the hottest fucking people you can ever uh, dream to imagine. But I guess that just comes with the. I guess I wouldn't call them hot. And it's hard to say who's hot or not when you fucked up, right? When you fucked up, everybody look hot. You could have a fucking 4 or 5 or some shit look like a Megan Fox if you get fucked up enough. So, and I mean, hey, I've gone down that lane. You can call them jumping on grenades, right? And I'm not gonna fucking say that every single person I've ever fucking been with is like the greatest person, but I've never been like shallow Hal type of person that only sees like the outside perspective. Not to say anything that everybody's supposed to be like Megan Fox. She's hot. It's hard to be that hot, right? Right. On a consensus scale, we can basically say she's what, a 10, give or take, right? And I'm more of a realistic kind of person. But you have like those people out in the world, they're like, she's a billion out of a 10. And I'm all like, a billion, bro? Like, come on, man. Like, now we just reaching for the stars and shit like that. Like, what were you really expecting to like go out there and try to say somebody is a billion out of any damn thing? Like, were you expecting her to like start cutting through the crowds and stuff like that? Be like, who called me a billion? Oh my god, yeah, was it yeah? Like, oh my gosh, like seriously, if somebody if somebody is out here like just going out of their way to try to give that big of a compliment, like is she supposed to just like come and jump on your bones after you came and said some shit like that? So I never really think of things like that. Like my whole thing, like I'll say it's real hard to get on that level, right? Like a solid 10. And I'm not really going lower or higher or things like that. I'm more realistic on the deal. But when people go and they tell me, oh, they're the hottest person in the world, like my friends, when they were growing up, everybody was the hottest person to them. They were just like, oh, she's so hot. Oh, she's so hot. And I'm just like, what they considered hot versus what we can all agree Megan Fox was hot. When I finally first saw Megan Fox in like the Transformers movie, yeah, she was hot in that. Everybody can agree that she was fucking hot. Come on, like be real. But what they were comparing Like everybody else to that, prior to me seeing her, when they finally told me, I almost couldn't even really like believe it. I was just like, yeah, 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 whatever. Everybody's hot to y'all, right? Every single person to y'all is hot. Like nobody that you all say is hot. I have to like get to know who the heck they are or see who you're talking about. Because when you all say something is hot, it's not the same as when I say something is hot. Because I'm just like, all right, I'm not gonna try to like put you in like no bad place or nothing like that, simply for the sake that you. I want you to feel good about what you saw. But like I said, I'm not shallow. I just out here just like trying to be more realistic about the situations, and I'm not over here like throwing these crazy ass numbers, expecting like if I say some shit, they're gonna start cutting through the crowd and just jump on me out of nowhere. So that's just how I think of the things, right? Yeah, the people that I've been in my life though with shit, I didn't fuck with strippers. I didn't fuck with models. I didn't fuck with just regular uh, school teachers, lawyers, judges, nurses, all kind of shit. Like, and I swear to God, like, I fucked this one girl on her honeymoon. But before I continue that, it was like a part of their whole culture, right? They were swingers. So don't just go fucking thinking that I was going uh, chasing after some person who was on her honeymoon, like, oh, you should be with me type of person. I actually never, ever, ever chase after girls, ever. Like my whole thing, like, do I approach? Sure, but I'm never approaching in like a mindset that always be closing, like the ABC shit. Like I don't like pickup line shit. I've tried the shit, and that's actually worked for me. Like it's like I've never really had a problem in my life where I was sitting here like trying to do something that felt uncomfortable or out of place. And I'll say right now, like a lot of the pickup line stuff, it felt out of place for me. Not to say that everybody should be following in my footsteps. I want to be like my own unique place. I don't like to follow into like the whole crowds and stuff like that where everybody has to be the same or I have a whole group of people and everybody is just a different version of me. I want to be me within a group and that person's them and that person's them and so on, right? Like cuz if we have that diverse group of thinking and different perspectives and understanding how life is, we can learn and bounce ideas off of each other and build and grow as a unit, right? As a grouping, opposed to it's just me and whatever I say or whatever I think goes. And it's like that doesn't sound very fun or progressive in my thought process. And I really hate to throw my game out there, right? Because I really honestly, like I said, I don't really have game and I try different things, right? I'm never like going into a perspective like, oh, look at that hot person. Let me try to run a quick play on it, right? My quick play is I've actually noticed that person and I'm trying my best not to get too deep into what I do. And for whatever reason that something that I was actually interested in, I'm not going to pretend to be interested in something just because somebody was hot over there, right? I'll be like, oh, that's a hot person over there, but there's nothing over there that interests me. And I'm not that type of person where if they put themselves in proximity of me, have you ever guys ever seen like the people that the girls that just get in proximity of you, hoping that oh well maybe he doesn't see me yet, so they try to like get close to you and be like, oh did you see me? Did you see me? It's like if you don't speak to me, I'm not gonna bother you. That's my whole world, right? If you're not creating a scenario where our two beings have a genuine purpose outside of you just thought I was cute and you want to see if I think you're cute. So now if we think each other is cute, we're just gonna be like, oh, let's go fuck. Have I done that in my life? More times than I can count. Like I've literally like didn't even try, and I've hooked up with girls and didn't even know their name. Like straight up. Like that's just kind of just been how my life has gone for most cases. And so when I see like these videos or whatever or something or somebody posting up talking about like how they were the cool person and they were at parties hooking up or and they think like I'm some like nerd or can't fucking link up with somebody. We have two different perspectives on our reasonings on how to be in a place, and how I see that is that's just not what I do, and I'm not going to change who I am just to try to please that person. Like you guys ever seen or ever heard people like try to change who you are to see if you'll change for them? Like I shave my face simply for the sake that I just don't like facial hair. I don't do facial hair. I ended up through the military always shaving, and it's a natural feeling for me to just go around with a clean shaved face opposed to growing a big beard that I just feel uncomfortable because I've grown beards before, and I just don't like it. Now there's other people that grow it. There's other people that like their facial hair and they feel like that's what they got to do. I don't do it just because I don't like it. So when a girl is over here trying to share in her way of trying to call it flirting in her way, where she's like, "Oh, I like guys with beards." Okay, so go find a guy with a beard. Go find a guy with fucking facial hair. Go find that. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you know what? I think I should change my face and try to be what she wants me to be. No, automatically, that's what she likes. Cut off. Close the blinds. Don't even have to consider this person as anything outside of whatever reason we have to connect. Like they may be a coworker. So now, just from that statement, from this point forward, from that statement, all I can see is coworker, and absolutely nothing can cross that line. We can have the greatest bond and everything else. You can be like, ah, you're really nice. That's great. I don't have a fucking beard, and I'm gonna keep bringing that up. You know, you don't even have to. Well, sorry, I don't like to feel uncomfortable in any kind of fucking way to try to please you in any kind of way. That was what I heard. That's what I'm gonna hold it as. And that's where the fucking line is drawn, because I like to stay specific. I don't want to have people guessing and stuff like that. There's people out in the world that you can literally go find whatever it is that you want. So what am I sitting here trying to change myself for, right? I remember this one chick, right? She tried getting me drunk. Well, not tried. She did get me drunk. So it's hard to trust a lot of these chicks out here, because it turns out, and she's not even the only one. Some of these girls, they'll be in relationships, right? Y'all ever been in situations like, well, I can't ask everybody, but I've been in situations where girls have been in relationships, right? Won't tell me until after, right? That's the fucked up part. Like, I won't find out until after the whole situation, they got what they got, because girls are players too, right? Everybody wants to fucking try to paint this picture like girls are so innocent, they don't do their own shit. Girls do their own shit too. They might not like this fucking shit that I be saying, and y'all don't gotta like me, hate me, stay away. Cut the numbers all the way down. If I can get down to just 2 people in the world, it's gonna be me and those 2 people. And if me and those 2 people simply just don't connect, then that's just gonna be me going extinct. It's gonna be this guy right here and all the glory that I can bring into the world with the intelligence. And I'm not even about to name off a whole bunch of shit, right? I hate when girls do that shit. I'm so accomplished, and they name off this whole list like it's some type of interview. I don't want to be interviewing nobody. I don't want to know. If we can't have a genuine interaction where life is just happening and we actually enjoy our space in that happening spot, I don't want to be sitting across from you and it's just like, so this is this and are you that, and this is how we're going to do things now. That is the worst scenario I've ever fucking been in. I want to be laughing and joking. I want to meet your family and your friends, and I want you to meet my family and my friends. I want to be able to always be able to say I like being with this person because I feel good with that person for who they are without having to close people off, and I can always tell. I can understand, like, in the beginning when you all are getting to know each other and you don't want to cross too many lines. But man, I cross lines habitually. it's just always been in my person. Shoot, I've always just been one of those people where I remember even back in high school, like I'd be cussing out my teachers. Right? I remember I had a science teacher, a math teacher, and a science teacher, a math teacher, and a history teacher. These are 3 teachers. I didn't cuss them all out, right? I told you I went to like a predominantly white school, so sometimes I was in scenarios where they were racist to me, and I had to stand up for myself in certain situations, right? I was really good in math in one of my classes, and my teacher, I wasn't even doing any damn thing. I'm just sitting back there minding my business, not even saying anything. She's like, oh, turn to this page. And I didn't hear the fucking page number, so I'm just like, what page did she say? She's like, get out of my class. Good thing I'm good at fucking math. I didn't have to fucking worry about being in the damn thing. But I'm getting in trouble for no reason, so I'm getting fucking pissed off. And this bitch, I don't know motherfucking where, has the nerve to be fucking, and she's always been this way. Not just in this one scenario, but this is just a scenario that kind of finally just snapped, and I just had to say something. I had to stand up for myself. Not just kicking me out of the class. I'm just like, what the fuck you kicking me out of the fucking class for? Right? This bitch had a fucking sideways crooked mouth. She could never fix it. Like her mouth was sideways. She had to talk like that. And I'm sitting here, I'm going off on her like, I'm like, why don't you fix your fucking crooked ass mouth? You over here want to kick somebody out for nothing. You over here just doing fucking nothing for no reason. I didn't even do anything. I'm asking about the page number. She's like, I don't care, you have a fake class. I'm just like, whatever, right? And I'm cussing her out. And some of my teachers, they never even see me act like that because they all weren't that bad. But once you can kind of see me snap, they're all coming out of nowhere. And this is like soon after, like I had recently showed one of my videos on a project, so everybody was like, oh, we really liked your video, but now all of a dang sudden you can kind of see like the negative image behind like what makes the greatness on video. It's like you see that person, but then you see like the negative image on the back scene. I'm like, I don't have a reason to always try to be nice and be super perfect and things like that. There's no reason, right? Everybody's always trying to look for the negative. Everybody's always trying to look for the bad scenarios. And I figured, hey, if you're going out of your way to create that image to make me look in that way, I might as well live up to that image for you in this sake, because I'm going to be able to fucking defend myself and explain this. And it's not always a be the bigger person. Sometimes I just am honestly like in a scenario where I tried to be in the bigger person for so long. Now it's just time I need to just put you in your place, right? I had a science teacher that was the same way, right? I'm sitting here, I'm already done reading. Maybe she liked to do this whole thing where everybody in the class has to read a different paragraph, and then you get some of the fucking kids, they can't read. So I'm sitting here, I've already finished the whole chapter, and I'm doing my homework. She wants to fucking sit here acting like I didn't fucking pay attention. She's like, Randy, she's stopping the kid who can't read. She's like, Rodney, pay attention. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I've already finished the chapter and I'm doing my homework right now. And do I really have to sit here and like stare at you while this person is struggling on the second paragraph and I finished the whole damn thing already? Can we hurry this damn thing up? Like, you wasted my time, and half the damn time in that specific class, like I was not doing as great as other classes because I wasn't doing my homework, because I had an after school job and I'm doing sports and all this other stuff. So this was just my opportunity to just hurry up and get my shit the fuck done, and she was just being in my motherfucking way. I had to fucking cuss her out too. She had a fucking mustache and shit. I had to fucking tell this bitch. I was like, why don't you fucking focus on your damn fucking mustache? You cut that shit off before you fucking focus on me. You got all this motherfucking time to be looking around this classroom. We supposed to be reading and you paying attention. I'm way in the back of the class. You looking at me. Why are you looking at me, lady? Like, leave me the fuck alone. That's how I had to tell the fucking shit. I gotta cut that shit the fuck off. I'm looking at my fucking thing. Give me a second, y'all. I don't want nobody on my motherfucking thing, because they'll use that. These people on these motherfucking videos, they'll look for any fucking thing to try to go make a video, right? Like I did one, and there was like a commercial that popped up. And they ended up, because of the commercial that popped up, they made a video off of that commercial in reference to something that I did, just because it wasn't something that I did like this. So I'm just like, come on, like, can y'all stop with the bullshit? Like, every little fucking thing I do is not content for you to go fucking creating on some bullshit. Like, if you really like me that much, then add me into the fucking creative board. We could go fucking figure out some fun shit, because I don't have to goddamn fucking worry about my creative process. It's always going to be on an upward climb. And what they're trying to fucking do is they're trying to beat me in a scenario where they have the resources to not only create what my ideas have been able to come up with, but pay those people that are in the fucking shit, and they are avoiding putting me in a scenario where I can get paid for the creative process that gives them the ideas to go do that, right? It's so fucked up how that fucking shit is working. But they say, oh, this is showbiz. Like, so I'm your fucking showbiz? Like, I'm sure there's other people out in the fucking world. They just see how my fucking upward progress is going, and what they want to do, they don't like the fact that I can continue doing it, and they run out of ideas. So now it's just, we'll just follow that person, steal all his ideas, because the whole rest of the world that's also hating, they don't have the understanding to show support. So what they're going to do is pay the people that are stealing and showing them the support for being the stealers, because that's how compared they can compete with somebody who can just take the idea versus somebody who originated the idea. But some people, I do see that they show props and they give me credit where it's due, because I give credit where it's due. I show people like where like my creative process is and things like that. And it took like this whole fake back and forth thing for me to like be like, oh, so they want like their name or something like near whatever it is that I've done. But it's like outside of like a certain point, like I'm not like taking an idea from you. It's just like, how do I explain this in a better way without like showing you, you know? So I gotta like show you like the direction of where it can kind of like be within the same universal like element, and then I could go with my creative process all my own from that point. So it's like 1 to 5% of like other people's influence, and then the rest of the 95% is how I think and create and do all the things that I do. But back to my last one. I had this social studies teacher, right? And I had to cuss her out. I'm sitting here, we were doing this fucking project, and I was talking to a student that was next to me, right? Because I had friends, I was things like that. And so I'm talking to this person right next to me. But not like interrupting, we're able to do our project and things like that. And I'm getting kicked out of the class just for the sake that we're free to work on our shit. She's not fucking talking, she's just like, "Rodney, get out of the class," for whatever. And I'm getting pissed off because like she's done this shit to a point where I don't even have to go to the class anymore. I just go and I'm talking to whatever counselor or principal, or whatever, and I'm telling them the whole situation. I'm like, these people are just being racist. Like honestly, like look at my grades. And they're not terrible. I'm passing, and I'm sitting here having to deal with this bullshit just for the sake that they want to create a problem. When she kicked me out, I'm just like, man, fuck you, bitch. And she said, like, what did you say? I was like, did I stutter? And I actually did stutter. Right now, I didn't. But when I did it, I was like, that's not that bad. But I stuttered when I said it. And some girl, as I'm walking out of the class, as I'm walking, because I stuttered, I was like, did I stutter? That's what I did, right? She said, yeah, you did. I'm just like, yeah, I'm thinking in my head, I did just stutter. I had to smile at the girl. I was just like, shut up, you're ruining my fucking process right now. And I had to storm out of the class like I was mad, knowing that I did stutter when I said it. But I was just like, I'm just going to play it off like I meant to do that shit. So, and I've just been in those type of situations. Because I've never been like a person that like takes things like that too serious, or people are like trying to make fun of you or trying to like point at some like negative flaw, because we all got our flaws. We all have our like instances in life where everything isn't perfect. I hate when people think like you have to like be this perfect robotic person, and if you're not doing this robotic like stupid ass fucking Hunger Games, like if you're not looking perfect and having every fucking thing, oh, don't move your hands, don't move your feet, don't do this, because if you do any of that fucking thing, they're going to point out in whatever scenario in their way of living, because they don't have a fucking way to just, hey, if you don't like it, turn the shit off. Like, why watch it so you can try to point out a flaw, right? Is out of everything there, right? Right? Like, there's people, I heard this one guy was trying to defend it. He's like, there's no redeemable qualities about what's going on. Like, that is the biggest turnout that you can think about how this doesn't work in your favor. Like, why even watch it? Why even watch it just to bitch, moan, and cry about it? Like, I don't fucking understand that type of shit. But anyway. Let me get away from the motherfucking teachers, because I feel like I didn't freaking got too deep into that shit. And I tried not to get too deep, but we just keep the flow going, things like that. Yeah, my shit, I've been all around the world, right? So all the experiences that I've had around the world, France was actually one of my favorite places to be. I was actually surprised when I went there. I was making a lot of good friends. I actually got in trouble one time. I went to the Disney, theme park in Paris. I went to Disney Paris. And I didn't get in trouble, but it was just a funny instance where I'm sitting there. I didn't really speak French, right? But they have like everything in the announcements and things like that. I gotta stop this fucking commercial shit. I hate when these damn commercials thing. Fucking commercials. Stay off of my shit. I don't want you on my shit. All right, but yeah, I'm at the Disney thing, right? And I'm getting on one of the rides. And I had made friends throughout the whole line and things like that. I like going places where I can meet new friends, and people are telling me like they're like cultural secrets, like the things that they do in their country that they themselves don't do, but they share like shit with foreigners and stuff like that. I'm not gonna tell their secrets and shit like that. I still want them to do that because that's just funny. And I'm just glad that I was able to make good friends when I went there, and they were able to share with me like the shit that I should and shouldn't do, because like sometimes like they do shit and it's just for foreigners, and then other shit is like, yeah, we don't do that. But yeah, I'm sitting here, right? I'm about to get on one of the rides, and I'm just sitting back, just kind of enjoying my time. I've already met friends throughout the whole, I'm standing in line and shit like that. And we're about to get on the ride, and I didn't put my thing down, or I put it down, but I didn't buckle, right? I didn't realize that I had to buckle the thing. And I'm being yelled at in French, like by one of the girls, but I didn't know she was talking to me, because she's like a couple cars behind me. She's like, bleh. She's like, atache, botro, san tuir, right? Right? She's basically telling me to buckle up my seat, but she's yelling at me in French, so I didn't hear what she had said. So I'm sitting here just like minding my business, not fucking even paying attention to her. She keeps on yelling at me. She's like, she gets real close at me, and she's yelling this same thing, like, put your seatbelt, but she's saying it in French. I'm like, I don't know what you're telling me. She's like, do you speak French? I was like, no. But this is where I found it real fun and interesting, because there's black people in France. Like, obviously, there's black people all over the world, but they speak French. Like, that's their natural language, or that's not for me. English is mine. So when she started speaking to me French first, I was just like, ah, I fit in. if I would have known French, she probably would have thought something. But I still would have had to like pick up the dialect and have. I'd probably have a really thick accent if I started speaking French. But I thought that was cute and fun. So I really like going to France. I like the people in France. I like the food in France. I would say, man, I try.